everybody, welcome to KFP 136, the best horror movie of all time. If you just stumbled across us on the internet, check us out at kfpodcast.com and the KF Podcast on all your social media sites, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Tumblr, Snapchat. Don't forget about our weekly shows on SoundCloud and the other stuff that we have going up on YouTube here. This show, we're going to be talking about each of our best horror movie of all time. Tonight we have Don.
Hello.
And Brock.
Hey.
And no Ken.
See, Ken's too scared to do Halloween stuff. He's hiding in the closet. Good job on the intro there, Justin.
Thank you.
So yeah, it's Halloween. Happy Halloween.
Bah humbug.
Yeah, Justin doesn't celebrate Halloween because he's an ass.
I used to love Halloween. It used to be my favorite holiday.
Well, maybe you come back up here. Then you can come to someone who's having a party.
Yeah, I'm missing your party, so I'm depressed about that.
Yeah.
Where you guys go on? I mean, you can.
Yeah, just skip it like they are doing altogether. Because they've seen enough. All right, so this is for Halloween. We figure we did some Halloween on SoundCloud, so we do. You know, what's one thing that defines Halloween? Scary movies. So we always do top fives and all that. Maybe we'll do some honorable mentions after. We're just going with your favorite. The one you think is the best scary movie of all time. We'll keep it short. We'll keep it sweet. Who would like to go first?
I'll dive in.
All right. Justin will go first. Justin, the best scary movie of all time. Do it.
Cabin in the Woods.
You stinking jerk. That was mine.
That's why I wanted to go first.
All these horror movies, and that's the one that you picked. We have a tie. All right, Brock, pick another one. Go ahead, Justin. Go first.
It's different. There's some really good jump scares in it. It has some of the typical horror movie tropes about, the jock and the pretty girl and the nerd, but it was really well done. It was different, original, and I just love it.
Who was in that movie?
At the end, Thor's in it.
Thor's in it.
It's made by the same people who did Buffy the Vampire Slayer. It's Joss Whedon and
Bad Robot.
Drew Goddard.
Okay.
Same people behind Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Yeah.
It's got a lot in it. I guess we can go over the plot a little bit. This company puts gets these kids to go to this cabin to do a test on humanity, I guess, kind of.
Mm-hmm.
What will they do? Kind of deals. And they pull different horror genres from anything you can think of. There's werewolves. There's zombies. There's demons. There's all kinds of incantations, all that kind of stuff. You name it from a horror movie, it's in this movie. And it's all these two guys that are controlling everything.
Aren't they tapping into some dark dimension kind of evil creature kind of thing?
Yeah, so are we gonna spoil it? It's been out since 2012.
Yeah,
spoil it, I guess.
Yeah,
so the ending, what you find out is the reason they're doing this is they have to kill so many people, and they do this every year as a sacrifice to these old gods, and this is the only way to keep the Titans or these old gods from coming up and destroying humanity.
Okay.
But they take bets on how everybody's going to die and who's going to do what to make the certain scenario come forward. It was really well done.
And doesn't Thor and the girl survive, and then they let the monster out or whatever?
It's been a while since I've seen it. I don't think Chris Hemsworth survives, does he?
I forget who survives, but at the end they have to do something or not do something to stop the monster. And they were just let's just let the monster win, kind of thing.
That's true. That's right. All right.
You just see the monster come out of the ground or something like that, and then that's just how it ends.
That's true. Yeah, it's been a while since I've seen it.
There's been a lot of talk in the last year or so about Cabin in the Woods too, but I think Whedon just came out recently and kind of said, yeah, it's not going to happen.
The way it ended, they really can't.
Yeah, it would be difficult to do a sequel.
Yeah, how would you ever do it?
I don't know. It's probably why they haven't come up with it.
So, Brock,
Yeah,
if you can't use Cabin in the Woods, what would you use then? Watch, he's going to use mine. He's going to use mine, I know it.
Yours, the scary thing under the thing.
No, I just have a feeling you're going to say this movie, and I'm going to be like, that's mine, because that's how this show's going. So
I also enjoyed the movie The Strangers.
Okay.
I don't know if you. They just made a sequel to it recently, but it was kind of predictable, but it was a lot of jump scares. But it was one of those like creepy psychological things. Like it's this group of people that just terrorize this couple.
Yeah.
And
seen it.
the whole, why are you doing this? And they're like, well, because you're home. They just chose this family at random and terrorized them.
Wearing those weird masks.
Yeah, the burlap sack mask is always the scariest to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that. That was good.
Yeah, it was well done. I've always been a big fan. I obviously love the Friday the 13th movies. I've watched them all. I love Jason Goes to Hell. I love those movies. None of them I think are any good. It's just I always liked watching Jason kill people. I always thought it was enjoyable. But my favorite horror movie that I think was so well done and so revolutionary for its time, to me, is Scream.
Okay.
All right.
Scream was like, with all the horror movie crap that was out there with the Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street, Halloween, Hellraiser, all this stuff, then that movie was just like, it talked about all those movies, played off all those genres, like someone's doing the whole movie thing, this is how it's going to go, this is how it's going to happen. And it was so well done. First time I saw it, I was completely confused by it, but who was the killer? You know, they got me so many times in it. I know they tried to reproduce that in the sequels. I don't think it ever had the same vibe as the first one, where you really were so confused to the end. And that opening scene with Drew Barrymore, I mean, that was a scary scene. Because it wasn't like, you know, oh, it's a monster coming to get him or a demon. It was like, this was real shit. Like,
yeah.
You know, this is someone could really, swearing on the YouTube, mess with you and kill you. And it was crazy. You know, it really, I thought, sparked a whole new genre of movies. I just always thought it was well done. That Mask became legendary. You know, I was a kid when all the other ones were maybe too young for horror movies when, like, they became an icon. I always felt that the Ghostface thing that was, like, my generation of becoming an icon, you know.
Yeah, because this came out in 96.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was awesome. It was a well.
Yeah, it was. This is a good one. And again, it was like you said, it was different because they tried throughout the movie. They're warning each other of the cliched horror movie tropes.
Yeah.
And then they come true anyway. But it was good. I liked it.
How many times are you gonna say tropes on this episode? Tropes.
At least another 2 or 3.
Yeah, Scream was good. I would think one of the other ones for me, if I had a couple honorable mentions, I always enjoyed Christine when I was a kid. I always thought that was like simply terrifying. The car that just wouldn't stop. You know, I thought Christine was well done. Stephen King stuff like Cujo and that, they always freaked me out. You know, it always freaked me out, those movies.
I talked about in the last show, I think, that I was traumatized as a young child by, I'm pretty sure it was Nightmare on Elm Street 2. Traumatized me as a child.
What movie traumatized me as a child was Child's Play.
Yeah. If you had toys, all of a sudden you're scared of that.
And what made matters worse is like, this is a funny story about a random act of parenting that my parents did, which is probably the worst thing they could have done. I don't know why they chose to do this. I wasn't even really freaked out by the movie that much. I was just like, I watched it with my older sister, and like, they were like, why'd you let him see that? Like, you know, because I was young when that came out. So then they woke me up in the middle of the night. My dad's holding a My Buddy doll. My mom has some other toy. And they're like, these are just toys. There's no reason to be afraid of them. I'm like, but you just woke me from a deep sleep, and there it is standing in front of me now because you're holding it. So, yeah, that was my movie that scared me the most as a kid.
Yeah.
Stupid Chucky.
A movie that I really enjoyed later on, and it wasn't necessarily because of the fright, it was because of the ending, disturbed me so much, was the Stephen King movie that they did for The Mist. With
I don't know if
Thomas,
I ever saw that.
with Thomas Jane in it.
I remember parts of it, but I don't remember the ending.
Well, I'm going to spoil the ending because the part that really freaked me out, and at this time I was already a parent, was he's trying to save his son from these creatures as the mist comes in. And, like, the mist is just, like bringing all these weird monsters, and they're fighting them. And they just realize at one point, they're like, we're never, like, they think the world's ended. And they get in a car, and they just start driving with, like, an old couple and him and his little boy. And he's just so distraught that he's just like, we have nowhere to go. Like, this is it. So they just pull into this, like, woods, and they have a gun, and he has, like, 5 bullets left in it, and he's just like, we're going to get eaten alive. I'm going to watch my kid be, like, torn apart by these creatures, because they're all around. They're, like, banging into the car. So they just agree to kill each other, and he kills the 2 old people, and then he has to kill his own son. He has to put the gun to his head and, like, kill his son, and then he kills his son, and then he's about to kill himself, and then all of a sudden the military shows up and is just killing all these monsters, and everything's like fine. And he like gets out of the car, and the mist is fading away, and then he sees like everybody that he left behind in the grocery store. They're all on like a thing that like, and they're fine. And the military's just like burning down these monsters and shooting them and killing them. And it's like, oh my God, you just murdered your son! And like, it disturbed me. Like, I couldn't sleep that night from it at the end of it. Like,
holy crap!
Yeah, it was really horrible. Like, as a horror movie, and after it was over, I was like, oh my God. Like, I feel like shit after this movie. You know, like, man, this was horrible. What a horrible ending this was.
Wow. Yeah, I don't remember the ending, but now that you're talking about it, I remember there being some controversy.
Yeah.
Surrounding that ending.
It was bad.
I've never been big on like the slasher genre, but I like the suspenseful jump scare type movies.
Yeah.
I really liked the very first Paranormal Activity.
I was never a fan of those.
And it wasn't, like I said, I like the jump scares and I like the suspense, but the thing that got me about that movie was not the original ending, but the alternate ending that was on the DVD after the fact.
Okay.
That was the one that freaked me out, because the original ending of the movie, they've got the camera in the bedroom, and the woman gets drug out of the bed, and the guy wakes up and runs after her, and they're screaming, and you can hear a struggle like downstairs off camera, and then all of a sudden the dude just comes like flying back into the room like the Hulk threw him from a football field away, and he just takes out the camera and the movie ends. Well, in the alternate ending, the woman then, like, her body comes back in. She was like, must have been possessed by some kind of spirit, and they have her like crab walking, but her bones and joints are like all broken and out of order, and she crab walks into the room, stands up, gives the camera this like creepy ass look, and then just pulls out a knife and slits her own throat, and then they go to black. And I was just like, ah!
Yeah, that era genre of those movies where I used to hate the marketing campaign where they would show you a bunch of people and like black light in a theater, or like night vision, watching everybody going ah, ah, and they'd be like, the scariest movie you've ever seen, ah, and they're covering their eyes and be like, oh, get out of here, I don't want to watch this. Like, nothing in front of the camera, nothing in front of the camera, nothing in front of the camera, scary. And you're like, ah, all right, just like you're gonna get me because you're stringing me along here. Blair Witch Project started all that stuff.
Yeah, the found footage, first person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where every idiot thought it was real.
That was
For
hilarious.
a long time, people thought that was real.
Like, there's nothing in the paper. This didn't happen. This isn't real. There's nothing on the news. This isn't real. These people are alive. I liked, what's funny about the Blair Witch Project and like those movies after they came out was if you had Cinemax at the time, they would always make like a a softcore porn version of those types of movies. And I remember right after the Blair Witch came out, there was a movie that came out. It was called The Bear Wench Project, and it was on Cinemax like every night. I'm like, oh god, The Bear Wench Project's on again, you know. And then they would do like there was the movie The Hills Have Eyes, and then Cinemax would do The Hills Have Thighs, and it's just softcore B-level porn movies, you know, where like they play awful music. Those I don't know why I had Cinemax at this time. They're always on. It's like I remember being like in my late 20s. I'd be like, "Oh, here's another Cinemax softcore stupid movie spawning
Porn
off of
parody.
porn parody." You know, they're even worse than porn parodies. You know, they're just
yeah.
because they try and have a story. That's the part that's horrible. They're trying to like do a story of, you know, this is a hidden camera film movie, and it's just people with horrible music. Softcore banging, you know. It's just really. I don't know how the Halloween episode went to this, but this is how my mind works. Porn parodies. All right. Anything else?
No, I think that's all I had for my favorite scary horror movies.
Let us know what your favorite movies are below. You won't, but anyway.
Sorry.
All right. Well, Justin, take us out.
Well, thanks for listening. Share us, invite your friends, give us a like, come back next week, check us out on SoundCloud.
Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween. Kiss your mother on the mouth for Ken.
Yes.
She loves it.
Later.
Bye.
Yes.